Sino pala ulit yung nag-suggest kanina kung pwede ba yung negative value dun sa odd or even?
Ako po, sir. Over 9.
Si Miss Simsim? Miss Fatima?
Idos po.
Ayaw, walang tumama. Miss Mika pala yun. Alright. So, gawin natin yon. Seems interesting. So, ang gagawin natin is i-verify muna natin kung positive ba or negative yung input. So, if num is greater than 0, then lagyan natin ito. And if okay, so kailangan na natin gumamit ng and if kasi marami na siyang statement. So, yun yung kadagdagan or karagdagan kapag marami na yung statement na ilalagay. Okay? So, if num is greater than 0, then positive to. If num is mod 2 is equal to 0, then then positive, lagyan natin ito, positive even number. And then negative odd number. Alright? So, ito yung para sa positive. Ito naman yung para sa negative. So, if num is less than 0, then dito siya magpo-proceed. Okay? So, basically, same lang yan. Oops, mali pala to. Positive pala. Positive odd number and then negative even number. Ayan. So, meron na tayong positive at saka negative. So, test natin. This is working. So, if it's 5, positive odd number. If it's negative 5, hindi talaga gumagana. Ay, kung palitan ko ng integer. Decimal is for whole number only. Na positive lang. Integer is positive and negative, so this should work fine. Ay pa rin. I see. Kasi, teka lang, check natin yung 6, negative 6. So, dapat meron to. Negative even number. Ayun. Sabi na nga ba. Dapat kasi negative din yung value ng ito. Kasi negative yung makukuha mong result dito. Okay? So, make that negative 1. So, 5 is positive. Negative 5 is negative odd number. So, yon Miss Mika Idos, magdagdag ka lang ng another condition para gumana na siya for positive or negative numbers.
Okay po, sir. Thank you po.
Alright. So, nakakalimutan yata natin yung isang button na. Ito yung pinaka-paborito ko dati nung nagpro-program ako eh. Wait lang, lipat ko lang to. Para hindi sagabal. Close. Yan. Ito yung unang-una ko pinoprogram dati. Meet at close. Sobrang dali. Yan, there you go. Meron na tayong close button. Alright, so proceed na tayo sa next. Sample problem number 5. So, in temperatures, like countries like Japan, there are 4 seasons. So, April to June is spring, July to September is summer, October to December is autumn, and then January to March is winter. Okay, so it says here, we wish to write a program that allows the user to select a date using a date time picker. So, component na to, date time picker. And then the output of the program is the season associated with that month and a picture of the season. Alright, so para mas maintindihan nyo, meron tayong sample layout dito for spring, for summer, and then for autumn, and then winter. Okay, so sa ibang bansa, of course, they have 4 seasons. Dito kasi dalawa lang, a rainy season and a summer season. But in other countries, they have spring. Okay, so kailan yung spring nila? That's April to June. Okay, and then in numbers, that's 4 to 6. Right? For July to September, their season is summer, 7 to 9. Then October to December is autumn, that's 10 to 12. And then January to March is winter, that is 1 to 3. Okay? So, ang gagawin lang natin is kailangan natin ng date time picker wherein we can choose a month. So ito, nakita niyo ito nasa bottom right, wherein it will let us choose a month. Tapos mapapalitan yung picture sa baba according to that month. Okay? So if it's July, it will fall on summer. Okay? So ang gagawin natin is ipoprogram natin mismo yung datetime picker. Okay? And then nag-declare tayo ng variable m kasi yun yung kakailangan nating value wherein m is month. So para makuha natin yung value ng datetime picker sa month, so gumamit tayo ng value.month. So ang papansin niyo, DPP1 to, this one is datetime picker 1. So pinalitan na yung name or yung address. By default, kompleto yan, datetime picker 1. And then, para makuha niyo yung value ng month, that value.month. Okay? So ano yung result nito? Of course, yun yung month mismo will be passed on the variable m. So pag meron ng value, itong m natin, so that's then we can compare it. Or we can set an if statement. Okay? So if it's ranging from 4 to 6, then itong PB1 na to, this one is a picture box. Okay? Picture box 1.image. Okay? And then nagawa nyo na to sa second example yata ng module 1 or third example. Yung merong picture din doon. Yung NIPA hat and then yung deluxe room. So parang ganon. So picture box 1.image is equal to image.from file. So this is a method wherein we can fetch the location of that image. Okay. And then 7 to 9 is of course summer. 10 to 12 is autumn. And then 1 to 3 is winter. Okay. So para ma-appreciate nyo to, gawin natin to mismo. Alright. So buray na natin to. Pera tong close. Kailangan natin yan mamaya. Then, burahin ko na rin ito. Pwera din yung close. Kasi, kailangan pa natin yan. Okay, kailangan natin ng datetime picker. There you go. And then, a label. Ayan. And then, a picture box. Alright. So, palakihin ko lang to para mas kitang-kita nyo. Palakihin ko lang din to. 25. Ayan. Para kitang-kita. Then, palitan natin ito into date. Okay? So, ang program natin mismo is yung datetime picker. So, double-click nyo lang datetime picker. Oops, bakit nasa baba? Para ayos. Ayan. So, ito na yung datetime picker. So, ang unang-una natin gagawin is i-declare natin yung m as integer. Okay. And then, kukunin natin or saan natin kukunin yung value ng m. So, m will be coming from datetime picker. Object na to, that value that month. Okay? So, kung ano man yung nakaset dito, let's say, clinic mo October, so ang value nun is 10. So, 10 na yung value ng M natin. Okay? Pag meron na kanyan, that's the time that we can compare it. So, para mas mabilis, ikakopy ko na to. Ayan, there you go. Oops, bakit nabura? Redo. Nasa yung redo? Ayan. Teka lang nga. Ayan. Okay? So, palitan ko lang tong PB1 kasi hindi PB1 yung pangalan mismo na ito. Ang pangalan niya is Picture Box 1. So, this one is Picture Box 1. Picture Box 1.image, Picture Box 1.image. Then, so, naulit. Box 1.image. Tanggalin ko lang to para mawala yung error. Yan. So, sinadya talaga yon para kapag kinapi-paste mo daw, aralin mo muna. Hindi lang yung copy-copy. Tapos, paste mo lang. Tapos, pag working, okay na. Alright, so ang gagawin natin is kukunin mismo natin yung location. So, tanggalin ko lang to kasi hindi yan yung tamang format. Alright, so kapag 4 to 6 is spring. So, meron na akong mga picture actually. So, nandito siya sa pictures sa akin, nakasave. Spring, spring, spring. Ito. So, meron na akong spring dito. I hope kita nyo. So, right-click nyo lang again. Go to properties. Puntahan nyo lang yung location. And then, highlight nyo lang yan. Copy. And then, wag nyo muna i-close. Ganyan na muna. Lagay nyo dito. Okay? And then, maglagay lang kayo ng another slash for the name of the picture. So, yung name ng picture is spring. Copy nyo lang din yun. Paste. And then, huwag nyo kakalimutan yung extension, which is that JPG. Okay? So, ito na yun mismo. Kinuha lang natin yung etong picture na to. Alright, so papakita ko na rin. Of course, meron akong spring, meron akong summer, meron akong winter, meron din akong autumn. So, kompleto yan. Nasa iisang same location lang sila lahat. Okay? So, ang gagawin ko, kakopy ko lang to since nasa iisang location naman na sila. Nasa local PC, folder users, folder Ryzen 5, and then folder pictures, and then yung pangalan lang rin na iba. So, for the second one, check natin. This one is summer. So, summer ko, yung nasa baba, is autumn. And then itong nasa pinaka-last is winter. There you go. So, yun lang naman. Ganun lang kasaglit. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 line of codes lang. Pero, yan, medyo complicated. Pero madali lang yan. Okay, so ang ginawa natin is kinompare muna natin yung value ng month. If it's ranging from 4 to 6, then that's for spring. If it's 7 to 9, then that's for summer. 10 to 12 is autumn. And then 1 to 3 is winter. So check natin if this one is breaking. Alright, so ang sabi ko, pipili kayo ng month muna. So click nyo lang to. Palitan natin into, yan, November. December, January, oops. Wait lang, palitan ko lang to. So naka-tile format siya, palitan ko lang into stretch image. Para buong-buo magpapakita ang picture sa picture box 1 natin. Ayan. So, autumn, winter, February is still winter hanggang March. Next one is, ano na to, spring. Okay? Hanggang June. July is summer. Hanggang September. October, autumn ulit. So, yan. Ulit-ulit lang. Okay? Any question or clarification so far? Nasa year 2190 na tayo. Question or clarification? You guys still there?
Yes, sir.
Alright. So, I hope yung iba is nandyan pa. Okay. Next example. Hindi na muna pala. So, ito na pala yung another format or another syntax of if statements. So, kung meron tayong isang condition, pwede tayo magkaroon ng maraming statement. Okay? So, kahit ilang statement pa yan. So, pag marami na kayong statement, kagaya ng sabi ko kanina, gagamit na kayo ng and if. Okay? Kung isa lang, pwedeng kahit wala. Okay? Basta next dito. Pero kapag dalawa na, yun, nasa dito yung first statement, second, third, fourth, kailangan nyo nang gumamit ng and if. Okay? So, same pa rin yan. We have two options. If it's yes, ito yung gagawin niya. Statement 1 hanggang statement n. Kapag no, wala siyang gagawin since hindi naman natin siya prinogram para gawin niya yung false statement. Maliban na lang kapag prinogram mo siya, nagagawin yan kapag false statement. Okay? So, we have an example here. Message box that show, ito muna pala, condition, and then we have message box that show, which is your first statement, and then another message box for your second statement, and then balance is equal to 0, which is for your third statement. So pag ganyan na, tatlo na yung statement nyo, Okay, gagamit na kayo ng and if. Okay? So again, saka lang ma-execute tong 3 statement na to kapag true yung condition natin. Okay? So we have another format here. Yeah, another format wherein kapag let's say marami ka ng condition, okay? Pwede kang magkaroon ng iisang false statement. Pero pwede kang magkaroon ng maraming true statement. Okay? So dito, sa ngayon, isa-isa na lang muna. Okay? One true statement and then one false statement. So kung papansin niyo, if this condition is true, then it will execute this code. Else, of course, yung else natin is false na yon, and then it will execute this code here. Okay? So dito, nakaprogram na talaga kapag true yung statement, ito yung gagawin niya. Kapag false, ito naman yung gagawin niya. So in this case, gumawa na tayo ng action kapag false yung statement or false mismo yung condition. Okay? So ganun din, pwede kayong maglagay ng kahit ilang statement dito sa part na to. Same din dito sa true conditional statement natin. Okay? So para mas ma-appreciate nyo to, we have another example. So ito yung true statement kanina. Now, if this one is not true, maglalay na siya dito. Else, balance is equal to balance minus check. Okay? So hindi natin ito masyado maintindihan since wala namang output na nagpapakita, but this is just an example. Okay? So para mas maintindihan nyo, we have sample problem number 6. So dito, write a program that allows the user to input for the username and password. So display successful login if the username is S218 and the password is computed. Otherwise, display the message alert intruder. Okay, so alam naman natin sa login or sa username sa password, stricto yan. Magkaiba ang capital sa small letter. Merong ibang ganon. Yung iba naman, hindi siya case sensitive. Yung small letter is same lang sa capital. So merong ibang ganong cases. Pero mostly, case sensitive yan. Kung ano yung tilagay mo talagang username, kung small letter lahat, small letter lang dapat lahat. Kapag capital, dapat capital yung part na yan. Okay? So ito na yung sample user interface natin. So this is just a picture. Okay, and then we have 3 labels, username, password, and then user authentication. So for username, of course, that's S218. And then for the password, that's computer. Okay, pag rinig ko yung login, kapag same na same dito, okay, dapat magpapakita yung successful login. Kapag iba yung username or yung password natin, dapat ang magpapakita is alert intruder. So we actually have here the exact code. Okay, sample exact code. So ang program lang natin is yung button. So, wait lang. Okay, so ang gagawin natin is if uCase text box 1.text. So naalala nyo pa, itong uCase na to, kung ano yung nasa loob ng parenthesis na to, which is your text box 1, will become uppercase. So ang ginawa ng username na to is hindi siya case sensitive. So pwede kang maglagay ng small letters text box 1 mo since yun na nga, gagawin niya ring uppercase para eksaktong-eksakto dito sa S218. Okay, so kapag nilagay mo small letter S, okay lang. Pero for text box 2, which is for your password, dapat eksakto mismo. Okay, computer mismo na word and then small letter din dapat. Okay, then message box, successful login. Else, so other than that code, true statement code, it will display alert intruder since hindi na nga tugma yung type mo dun sa username at saka sa password. Alright, so gawin natin to. Burahin ko lang to. Burahin natin yan. Natin kailangan yan. Burahin ko rin to. Natin kailangan yan. Alright, so ang kailangan natin is label. Hindi ko na ilalagay yung picture, no? Kasi matatagalan lang tayo. Picture box lang naman yun. Kaya nyo na yun. So, 2 labels, 2 text box, and then 1 button. So, itong button natin, take note, button 1 pa rin. Okay. Ito is button 2. Okay, that's a good thing. Highlight ko lang lahat. Palitan ko lang yung size or font size into 25 para mas kitang-kita nyo. Alright. Yan. So this one is username. And then the other one is password. Size ko lang to. And then this one is login. Okay, so yung program natin is ito. So double click the login button. And then, ang gagawin na natin is mag-if statement na tayo. So if textbox1, text, so nakalimutan natin. Yung case pala, i-uppercase natin para hindi gaanong ka-case sensitive yung ating username. So if UK's Xbox1 at text is equal to the string, ano ba nakalagay doon? S218. Then, so sensyo na, medyo maingay. So ihahanda ko na dito yung word na else. Okay? So if UK's Xbox1 at text S218, and gagamit tayo ng and kasi dapat yung textbox1 and textbox2 should be true. Textbox2.text equal to the word computer, small letter live. Computer. Then, message box, successful login. So kapag hindi tumama to, of course, mag-fall na siya dito sa else statement natin. Wherein, hindi na siya successful login. So alert. So ibig sabihin, hindi talaga ikaw yung may-ari ng cellphone or ng laptop. Magpapakita message is alert, intruder. So magdanakaw ganun kasi tinatry i-open yung isang bagay. Hindi naman talaga sa kanya. Alright, so try natin to. So S218. And then, dapat eksaktong computer ito. So pagka-click ko ng login, dapat successful login magpapakita. There you go. Successful login. So kapag S218, S yan, dinagdagan ko ng isa, alert intruder na. Since hindi na siya eksakto dun sa string na nilagay natin. Okay? So pwede natin ilagay dito small letters since yun na nga, ipo-format din naman natin na gagawin niyang capital at the end. Wherein magpo-fall din siya sa capital letter S. So successful login pa rin to. Pero for the password, pag ginawa kong capital letter C, which is not the same to this one anymore, alert intruder na magpapakita. Okay? So, ganun lang naman. And then one more thing nga pala is, papansin ninyo is naka-asterisk to. So, para magawa niyo yun, kasi yung tinatype natin is kitang-kita yung password. Okay? Para magawa niyo yun, punta lang kayo mismo sa properties ng text box na yun, kung saan nyo ilalagay yung password nyo. So, hanapin nyo lang yan. Click nyo lang pala yan. And then, hanapin nyo yung saan na yun? Okay, sige. Wait lang. Hanapin ko lang. Ito, password character. So, initially, walang nakalagay dyan. So, ilagay lang natin is asterisk. Para maging asterisk kahit anong text ang ilalagay natin. So, ang ginagawa nun, minamask niya yung input dun sa text box na yun. So, S218 and then computer. So, as you can see, kahit anong i-type ko, asterisk na yun. So, pwede kahit ano. Bahala kayo. So, pwede nyo pang palitan yan from asterisk to question mark. Pwede. Okay? Para kahit anong i-type nyo, dito sa password will become question mark. Okay? So, gano'n lang naman para i-mask yung password.
Sir, paano ngayon pag hide password tas papakita yung password? Yung ganun ngay. Di ba naka-asterisk siya tas papakita na yung password?
Walang
ganun.
Walang ganun na, kasi initially, yung text na yon is text lang siya mismo na parang, ano bang tawag dito? Parang picture lang siya, parang icon lang. Kung gusto mo makuha yung value mismo, of course, gagamit na kayo ng another program doon. Ang kailangan mo makuha is yung value mismo ng text box, hindi yung, yun, i-revert mo siya into, from not asterisk into simple text. So,
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
so mas complicated na naman. So, hindi naman ako hacker. So, hindi pala. Hindi ako cracker. Okay, kasi gawain ng mga cracker yun eh. Kung naintindihan niyo yung module 1 ng midterms natin. Anyway, so that's it for your sample problem number 6. Next one. Okay, exercises. So write an application if statement for each of the following conditions. So ito, sobrang dali lang nito. Itong mga exercise na to. Actually, dito na yung pinaka key points mismo na ito. So if an angle is equal to 90 degrees, show the message the angle is a right angle. Else, show the message the angle is not a right angle. So gamit lang kayo ng if statement. So if variable angle is equal to 90, then show it to the message box that the angle is a right angle. Else, other than that, let's say 91 and above or 89 and below will be this one. The angle is not a right angle. Okay. Next one is if the temp is above 100 degrees, display the message above the boiling point of water. Else, display the message below the boiling point of water. Okay, so again, gamit na kayo ng if statement. So if temperature is greater than 100, then display above the boiling point of water. If it's less than, okay, so which is this one, else, below the boiling point of water. Okay, so third example, so wala na nakalagay, so tayo na mismo yung gagawa. Okay, so if the num is positive, then add the number to post-sum. Else, add the number to next sum. Okay, so gawin natin to. So, bago pala yun, ninin muna natin. So, meron tayong input wherein it will be stored to variable num. Then, meron tayong two outputs, post sum and then next sum. So, pag inilagay kong input is positive, dapat magpapakita siya dito sa positive sum. And then, at the same time, ma-add dapat siya. So, mag-i-increment lang siya kung ano man yung value ng num natin. Same with the negative. So, gawin natin para mas ma-appreciate nyo. Okay. So, palitan ko lang to. There you go. This one is put a number. And then, ito naman, gawin ko tong next sum. Tapos ko lang ng konti para balance. And then, for the third one is post sum or positive summation. Okay. Then, ito naman, hindi na to lagi. Add na. So, ang ipo-program natin is itong add button. Double-click that one. So, tanggalin ko lang to. Ayan. Alright. So, first thing na kailangan natin gawin is mag-declare tayo ng global variable. Okay? Dim, post sum, and then next sum. Bakit kailangan natin i-declare as global? So pag sinabi natin global, nasa labas siya mismo ng mga component natin. So nasa loob siya or yan, nasa loob siya ng form pero nasa labas ng mga component like button and then the rest. Okay. Pag ganyan, global variable na siya. So pwede siyang ma-access ng button 2 saka ng button 1 ko. Okay. So yun yung purpose ng global variable. So kung gagamitin nyo siya sa lahat mismo ng mga components nyo, ilagay nyo lang siya sa labas. Alright. So, program natin tong button 1. So, mag-declare tayo ng ano pa bang kailangan natin. Num. So, yun yung input natin as integer. Okay? And then, saan natin kukunin yung value ng num? It will be coming from text box 1, the text. Text. And then, gagamit na tayo ng if statement. So, if num, so i-identify muna natin kung positive ba or negative yung inilagay ng user. So, for positive, if num is greater than 0, then sum is equal to sum plus num. Okay? So, initially, yung sum natin is 0. Wala pang value. Okay? Kasi wala naman tayong inilagay. Okay? So, mamaya malalaman nyo kung bakit ganyan. And then, pag nagkaroon na siya ng value, sum now will now have a default value of this one, and then will be added to our variable num. Okay? And then, i-display natin yung positive sum na yan sa text box 3.text. Text box 3 for positive sum. Text box 3.text is equal to sum. So, ito yung sa positive lang. Else, kapag negative, negsum naman tayo. Negsum is equal to negsum plus num. Okay? So, ganun din. Pakita natin yung result dito sa text box to the text. So, this one will become text box 2. And then from sum to negative summation. Okay? So, let's see if this one is working. So, pag 2, oops, question mark na papakita. Halitan ko lang. Tanggalin ko lang yung question mark na nilagyan natin. Nakamasen. Yan. So, input a number. So, 2 dapat mapupunta siya sa sum natin or positive summation. There you go. And then, kapag clinic ko ulit yung add, dapat magiging 4 na to. Kasi nga, ma-add siya dun sa positive summation na text box natin. There you go. So, incrementing siya by 2. Kung ano yung nakalagay dito sa plus 2, ayan, pag clinic ko ulit, magiging 6 na to. So, pag pinalitan ko to, pwede naman, gawin kong 10. So, 10 plus 6 will be 16. Add, becomes 16. Okay? Pag negative naman, ayan, negative 10, so dapat mapupunta siya sa negative summation natin. Add ko lang yan, and then mapupunta na siya dito. Okay? Pag clinic ulit to, of course, magiging negative 20 na to. Okay? Kapag 0, of course, nothing will happen. Since hindi naman natin program na may gagawin yung 0. And then, nonetheless, may value kang nilagay sa 0 kasi kahit saan siya mapunta, of course, 0 pa rin. Okay? Or wala pa rin mangyayari kasi nga 0. So, negative 100, so negative 120 na dapat. Okay? So, positive 100, 160 na dapat. Okay? So, any question or clarification so far? Question? Question, guys. Question.
None, sir.
All right, so we now only have 1 minute. So again, matatapos na ulit to. Wait 5 to 7 minutes. Okay, convert ko lang yung MP4 and then proceed na tayo sa part 3 mamaya. Okay, so sa mga wala ng question, pwede na mag-leave. Since matatapos na ito. Alright, so I'm gonna kita-kits ulit mamaya.